Hi everyone, have you heard about molecules of life? Molecules of life consist of water, carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, DNA, and RNA. First, we will discuss about water. We will discuss the structure and properties of water molecules. The structure of water molecule. It consists of one oxygen atom and two hydrogen atoms. Three atoms form a triangle shape or V shape instead of linear. The hydrogen atoms are separated from each other at 104.5 degrees. The bond that link hydrogen and oxygen atom is called covalent bond. Water is a polar molecule because it carries unequal distribution of electrical charge. Hydrogen has partially positive charge. Oxygen has partially negatively charged. The partially positive hydrogen is attracted to the partially negative oxygen of a nearby molecule. Do you know what is the difference between water molecule and water molecules? Water molecules generally consist of more than one water molecule that link together by a bond that called hydrogen bond. Generally, one water molecule can form hydrogen bonds with maximum of 4 other water molecules. This structure is called tetrahedral. Hydrogen bonds are weaker bonds, but they are strong enough to hold water molecule together. The hydrogen bonds can form, break, and reform with a great frequency. In fact, the extraordinary properties of water emerges from the polar molecule and hydrogen bonds that will organize water molecule into a higher level of structural order. Notice that the hydrogen bonds is indicated with dotted line. There will be 6 properties of water. Number 1, universal solvent. Number 2, low viscosity. Number 3, high specific heat capacity. Number 4, high latent heat of vaporization. Number 5, high surface tension. And number 6, maximum density at 4 degrees Celsius. Do you have an idea what happens when you put sugar into water? After a few moments, sugar starts to dissolve. How to explain this phenomenon? Sugar or salt can dissolve in water because the polarity or polar molecule. That is the unequal distribution of charge in water molecule. Hydrogen atom is partially positive charge. Oxygen atom is partially negative charge. The water molecules able to surround ions and polar molecule. Water form hydrogen bonds with other molecules. So what is the importance of universal solvent? The partially negative charged oxygen will surround cation and partially positive charge of hydrogens will surround anions. The sphere of water molecule is called a hydration shell or solvation shell. Because due to the polarity of water, water can act as a universal solvent that's become a very versatile solvent that able to dissolve many ionic substances, polar substances, and hydrophilic substances. Water will repel non-polar molecules, hydrophobics, or water-insoluble substances such as lipid. Besides that, water can act as a medium for chemical reaction, for example, hydrolysis and condensation. It also becomes the main medium of transport in organisms. For example, many different kinds of polar compounds dissolve in water. The second properties of water is low viscosity. Viscosity is the measure of a fluid inability to flow or the measure of internal resistance to flow. The viscosity of the oil is less than the viscosity of the gel. Water has a low viscosity due to the hydrogen bonds between water molecules that constantly form, break, and reform. Water molecules can flow easily with less friction through narrow tunnels such as blood capillary and xylem. The importance of low viscosity: it will ease the cellular motion, especially the movements of the organelles. It will aid circulatory system, for example, the blood flow throughout the body. And also, it will act as a lubricant to reduce friction. It also will aid in the movements of certain organisms such as earthworms, snail, and slug. Next, we will discuss about the high specific heat capacity. The specific heat capacity of water is defined as the amount of heat that must be absorbed or lost for 1 gram of water to change its temperature by 1 degree Celsius. The specific heat capacity of water is 1 calorie per gram and per degree Celsius, or 4.2 joule per gram per degree Celsius. This is due to the extensive hydrogen bonding between water molecules. Large amount of energy needed to break or to form the hydrogen bonds between water molecules. So what is the importance of high specific heat capacity? It will help organisms such as human to regulate or to maintain body temperature. It also will help to moderate the Earth's climate or to stabilize the ocean temperature, coolant for radiator in car engine. The next properties is high latent heat of vaporization. The heat of vaporization is the quantity of heat that a liquid must absorb for 1 gram of the liquid to be converted from the liquid to the gaseous state. To evaporate 1 gram of water at 25 degrees Celsius, about 580 calories of heat is needed. It means that a lot of heat energy needed to break the hydrogen bonds between water molecules to change water into water vapor. The importance of high latent heat of vaporization: it will give this evaporative cooling. For example, sweating will give cooling effect because large amount of body heat is absorbed by the sweat. Evaporative cooling of water contributes to the stability of temperature in lakes and ponds. It will prevent the terrestrial organisms from overheating. On a global scale, it helps to moderate the Earth's climate. The next properties is high surface tension. Surface tension is a measure of how difficult to stretch or break the surface of a liquid. High surface tension, also known as the tendency of water surface to resist of being broken due to cohesion between water molecules resulting from the collective strength of hydrogen bonds. High surface tension will allow water to hold up substances heavier and denser than water. The high surface tension will allow water strider to move on the surface of water, and also it will allow the water molecules to move along the xylem of plant because of the properties of cohesion and adhesion. The last properties is maximum density at 4 degrees Celsius. Water reaches its greatest density at 4 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, the molecules of water have fewer hydrogen bonds that will allow them to slide closer to each other. Water will become less dense as solid than as a liquid. At 0 degrees Celsius, the water molecules become locked into a crystalline lattice structure. The hydrogen bonds keep the molecules far apart to make ice about 10% less dense than water. So, water will become less dense upon freezing. As a result, ice will float on the surface of water. The importance of the maximum density at 4 degrees Celsius is The floating ice will insulate the water below, preventing it from freezing, and will allow aquatic life to survive under the frozen surface. That's all for now. Thank you and have a good day.